Hey there, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be about the best perks to use for Velma. And I intend on doing this with every character in Multiversus, so if you do like this type of video, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more content on a regular basis. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So as you can see here, I have the Knowledge is Power, that's Flammable Dock, Speed Force Assist, and Pugilist perks slotted, and I will explain why in further detail. So Velma has the option of 3 different signature perks. The first is Well-Rounded, which allows her to receive a 5% boost to damage dealt and defense. Not bad. Studied, which allows her to spawn with 1 piece of evidence already collected, but you get evidence pretty quickly. And I chose Knowledge is Power because Velma and her allies receive 3 gray health for a few seconds after picking up evidence. This game is somewhat defensive so far, and it's better to be able to offset damage by collecting evidence pretty regularly, so you always have essentially the reduction of 3 damage every time you get hit, because it does spawn pretty regularly. You can play that defensively while you wait to get the mystery machine and net some relatively earlier, safer kills overall. The next perk I chose was That's Flammable Dock, and I picked this because after you hit an enemy with a projectile, you can hit them with a melee attack, and then that ignites them. The other ones were Purest of Motivations, which allows you to do a 15% damage boost for 10 seconds after your allies run out. It's not terrible, but I just don't like playing assuming that I'm losing or getting wrung out. I'd sooner have a consistent perk. That's just me. That's a little bit subjective, but I do feel like That's Flammable Dock is the most applicable across the board. Sturdy Dodger. Again, dodging is pretty nerfed in this game. Not worth it overall. It's only armor for a second after parrying a projectile. Odds are you're going to be pretty far away from the projectile anyways. Stronger Than Ever, you get armor for 2 seconds after respawning. Again, I don't think that's really that good overall. Snowball Effect, this is probably one of the other ones I would have considered. It's just not as good as That's Flammable Dock. Protective Momentum, you gain a projectile shield after running on the ground, which is kind of cool. I honestly just don't know exactly how I'd use it. Maybe that one's actually applicable. And then we have Press the Advantage, where you apply Weakened when your enemy's after 125, but odds are you're probably going to kill them before that anyways. So for the next perk, I picked Speed Force Assist. It's 5% base speed increase. The Troll one is absolutely useless. I have seen a lot of people use the Last Stand perk, which applies Weakened after 100 damage. So that's pretty useful. Collateral damage isn't really that good of a perk because especially in legal stages, I predict there isn't going to be that much stuff to knock your opponent into. That'll probably be more open stages. Airwalker, again, dodging is kind of nerfed, and Too Fast to Block I'm honestly not sure about. I think that could be applicable depending who you're playing against. If you're playing against a Superman, perhaps someone who uses a lot of armor. Also, Last Stand, I don't know. There's 3 that are viable for this. I just picked the base movement speed overall. So for these last perks, I picked Pugilist because you deal increased melee damage. They didn't exactly say how. Stack Electricity is kind of cool. Your projectiles apply shocked when you're on the ground. I think that could be situationally useful. Second Wind Beneath Your Wings. When you ring out an enemy in the air, they're refreshed, but it seems like it's not really that important overall. Because if you've killed your enemy, they're dead, so like why would you need to do that? Yeah, so Pugilist really just seems to make the most sense to me. With Clear the Air, I just don't think you should waste a perk situationally, maybe having to reflect a projectile that comes at you. Velma throws enough projectiles. I don't think she's worried about being camped out by projectiles. I think Armor Killer could be situationally useful. Maybe if you're playing against Shaggy or Superman, a character who's known for their armor on their smash attacks, things like that. I just don't think it's useful universally against every character, whereas you get more advantage from the other perk that I selected. And then with Armor Crush, it breaks armor when you use a fully charged attack. I just don't think you land fully charged attacks that often, especially as you're playing against more skilled opponents, so it's really not worth it overall. And so in this last clip, you can see I hit LeBron with a projectile, get some armor there, and then kill him off the top with increased melee attack power. Although we probably would have died anyways, Pugilist just made it that much more certain. And just to sum the video up, I use the Knowledge is Power, That's Flammable Dock, Speed Force Assist, and Pugilist perks for Velma. Do you use these? If not, what do you use? What do you think of my opinions? Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, and I will be back with another video soon. Thank you very much for watching.